Hello students, welcome to the fourth session of the chapter Electric Charge and Field. Contents of the chapter: Introduction to electric charge that we have discussed in the first session, and then in the second session I have discussed Coulomb's law in electrostatics, and in the previous session I have discussed electric field. Today I am taking up an important topic, that is electric dipole and electric dipole moment, which is very much relevant to electric field, the third topic. Before I continue, let me tell what are the contents that are in the topic electric dipole. I have to tell you about meaning of electric dipole and dipole moment, and then due to dipole I have to calculate electric field on the axial line, and even on equatorial line we have to calculate electric field. And at last, what happens when electric dipole is kept in uniform electric field? Let us take up an interesting topic, electric dipole and electric dipole moment. What is this electric dipole? A pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a very small distance is actually called as electric dipole. Here it is shown in the diagram. Minus q plus q, charges which are equal in magnitude but separated by a small distance, that is 2a. See here 2a, instead of this 2a you can even consider a as the distance of separation, but for convenient purpose to derive most of the derivations easily, it is taken 2a. You can witness very soon when we do the derivations why we have taken actually this as 2a. In few books it is given a also, and in other books it is given 2a. So it is better you use 2a as the distance of separation for easy derivation purpose. But entire distance has to be considered 2a. So now what is the purpose of studying this electric dipole? See, in nature itself such electric dipole exists in the form of molecules. Say for example water molecule, HCl, hydrochloric acid, all these are actually electric dipoles. In these molecules, positive charges and negative charges, what you call as ions, are always separated by small distance, and the centers of positive and negative charges in these molecules never coincide. So the concept of electric dipole is very useful in understanding phenomena like surface tension, boiling point, melting point, molecular structure, and even solubility. But all these things of electric dipole is very much relevant to chemistry. But here from the point of physics, what we need to understand is an important topic in the electric dipole, that is electric dipole moment. So this study of separation between these two charges is itself called as electric dipole moment. How do you define it? How do you find the separation? How do you measure the separation between these two charges? It is by the product of magnitude of one of the charges and the distance of separation between them. That is vector P equals to Q into 2A. As I have told you, vector P, so you must understand dipole moment P, denoted as P, is a vector quantity. It has got both magnitude and direction, because in later concepts I will tell you the orientation of this dipole also matters in the value of this calculation. So it is a vector quantity, both magnitude and directions are important. See here it is the product of, as I told, charge, one of the charges, and the distance of separation between two charges, that is 2a, into n cap. As I told you, it is a unit vector that indicates this value has got direction also. That is dipole moment is a vector quantity. That is what here I have written. It is a vector quantity and its direction is from negative charge to positive charge along the line joining the charges. This is most important point. You may get a question like, what is the direction of electric dipole? Then it is negative to positive charge. So recall, electric field is actually from plus to minus. So electric field line originate from positive and end to negative charges, but this is opposite of electric field direction. That is, it starts from negative charge to end to positive charge. This is also one of the important topic in chemistry, but here if you remember like this, it is more than enough. So what is the direction of electric dipole moment? It is from negative to positive. And as it is usual, compulsory to learn. Once you learn with the new physical quantity, it's SI unit and dimension formula. See here, for charge it is coulomb, for distance it is meter. So coulomb meter is the SI unit. Dimension formula for charge it is I into T in terms of current. So I means ampere, A, and T means as usual time, and for distance it is L. Now this is all about learning what do you mean by electric dipole moment, what is its purpose. So next let us take up the derivation based on this electric dipole. So this is the derivation. Due to electric dipole, we have to calculate electric field at any point on the axial line. So for this you have to consider the diagram shown here. This is the dipole, what I have discussed in the previous slide. Two equal charges, that is equal in magnitude but opposite in nature, separated by a small distance 2a, and here it is split and showed as A and A from the midpoint for the derivation purpose. And now due to this dipole, we are choosing a point on its axial line. So the axial line is the line joining plus Q and minus Q, like this. So you choose any point on the axial line to calculate electric field due to this dipole. And here P is the observation point at which we are calculating net field due to these both charges. See, as you have already learned, if there is a single point charge, either plus or minus, around it exists electric field. Here there are two charges, definitely there is electric field around this, and in this region we can choose any point to calculate the electric field due to these two charges are dipole. So here we are doing derivation on axial line at this point. This is the P point and you have to mention this as P, observation point at a distance R. See here, for any derivation using dipole, we have to consider the distance from the midpoint of the dipole, because at the midpoint plus and minus QR charges are at same distance. So that is the reason here also, while calculating total field at point P, we have to calculate the distance, or we have to take the distance from the midpoint of the dipole till here, which is R. That is what it is here shown. Let P be the observation point at a distance R from the center or midpoint O of the dipole. Now to calculate electric field at this point P, we have to actually consider individual charges and calculate electric field, and then apply law of superposition for the electric field and add vectorially. See, together you cannot do. You have to take electric field one by one due to individual charges. That is what here I have mentioned. See here, E1. What is this E1? It is the magnitude. Direction also I will tell you. First learn the magnitude of electric field at point P due to charge plus Q. Now how to express it? According to the formula of electric field, E1 equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R square. See, in the place of R square we have written R plus A the whole square, because from this plus Q charge till the point P, the total distance is, as I've told you, from the midpoint till P is R, and the distance from A to midpoint is small a here. And now that is why from plus Q till point P is, this is R plus this A. This will be the total distance. So in place of distance between the charge and the point at which field is calculated, taken as R plus A whole square. So it is magnitude. Now direction is electric field direction at point P due to plus Q charges along BP. So along BP, that means you know from properties of field lines, due to this plus charge, electric field moves away from it, shown by field line. If you remember properties of electric field line, from plus Q charge, electric field line moves away from it. That is why on the axial line, electric field E1 is shown away from plus Q. So that is, we are writing as along BP, or you can even write along AP. So that is from A towards P or B towards P. So next is for the magnitude of electric field at point P due to charge minus Q, exactly same what I have discussed right now for plus Q. See here, E2 equals to, we have to consider the symbol as E2 or notation as E2 for this minus Q, and E1 for the plus Q what I have taken earlier. So now E2 is magnitude 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by, instead of R square, R minus A the whole square, because see here as it is I have told here R plus A, here how it is R minus A I will tell you. From midpoint as usual distance till point P is R, and this is distance between midpoint and till minus Q charge is A. So if you want to calculate distance between B and that is minus Q till P, you have to take R and then you have to take this A and subtract both. You get this distance, that is from minus Q to P. So that is only R minus A whole square. And direction is, as I have told you, for plus it is moving away, and for minus Q, can you recall, it is towards it, terminate into minus Q. See here, E2 is directed towards minus Q. So now that is along P to B. That is only here in vector form, arrow with arrow we have mentioned PB. This is about writing electric field individually for plus Q minus Q. Here one note I have mentioned, that is E2 greater than E1. What is this? See, when I now show you the resultant field at P due to both E1 and E2, which one to consider first? See, we have considered minus Q, the effect of minus Q, that is E2 first, because the minus Q is close to the observation point P, hence its effect is more than the charge which is at larger distance from the point P. So we have to consider in the next expression, net electric field E is given by E2 minus E1. It's not E1 minus E2. The reason being the minus Q is present close to P, hence its effect is more than the one which is at far away from this point. See, this is what I was trying to tell. Total electric field, if we want to calculate, it will be E2 minus E1. Why is this E2 first then E1? Because I have told you, due to minus Q charge, the effect will be greater. That is why you have to consider its electric field first. And also why minus? Because two fields are directed opposite in the direction. But definitely, if two vectors are acting along a straight line in the opposite direction, it is minus. You have learned that parallelogram law of vector addition. From that it follows. You can also recall, if two vectors are in same direction, it will become plus. Now since two fields are in opposite direction, that means here see here one is along positive side, another is along negative side, negative axis, and this is positive axis moving towards positive axis. So the total field will be subtracted and E2 comes first. So you subtract E2 minus E1, and this direction of resultant field, total electric field, will be PB. Why? This is again followed from the magnitude and direction of E2, which is greater, which has greater effect than the E1. See here E2 takes the direction PB, that is due to negative charge, so electric field line will be drawn towards minus itself. So the direction of the one which is present close to this observation point also carried in the total field, just like magnitude. That is why here total field is E2 minus E1 along PB, vector PB. That is to indicate direction. Now all these things are steps are mathematics. See here, total field equals to, in place of E2, whatever we have written in the previous slide, substitute minus for E1 as it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r plus a whole square. Now take the common, which is q by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is left inside the bracket? It is 1 by r minus a the whole square minus 1 by r plus a the whole square. Now in the next step, in the bracket we have taken LCM, and in the numerator you can observe we have written the things. And then in the next step, what are we trying to do? We are expanding the numerator according to the formula r plus a and r minus a. So we end up getting here E equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is according to a plus b whole square, r square plus a square plus 2ar minus r minus a whole square is r square plus a square minus 2ra. I think these are taking LCM and substituting all these things easily you can practice, learn. See again further it continues the derivation. Total field equals to q by 4 pi epsilon naught, and here we have opened the bracket here for the a minus b whole square. And if you observe carefully, this plus r square minus r square gets cancelled, and a square minus a square also gets cancelled. You end up getting 2ar plus 2ar, which is equal to 4ar. And in the denominator, a minus b, a plus b formula holds good. So it becomes r square minus a square. On that you have square again. So this square retain as it is. In the next step, this q is taken inside the bracket, and then it is left only 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is this 4qar is made as? See, we have split 4 as 2 into 2, qar written as it is. Now carefully observe, this q into 2a is actually what we learnt as electric dipole moment, and this 2 and r as it is in their places. So now expression turns out to be E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2pr by r square minus a square the whole square. And here I have mentioned p we have replaced in the place of q into 2a. And now one important thing, if a distance is very much smaller than r, see, that means see here, if the dipole distance, that is a, from the midpoint to any one charge is very much lesser compared to this r. Suppose on the axial line, see, you have the option of taking observation point anywhere on this axial line. So if the distance is too large, that is small r, and this distance is too small, like for example this is some 10 meters, this is 0.1 meter. What happens in place in front of 10, the 0.1 becomes very negligible. And that is why when a becomes very negligible, during addition subtraction you can ignore. That is also, I think, taught in first year when lot of derivations are done. Now, due to which we have actually ignored a here in the denominator, and you are left with, and even a square also it will be ignored, because if small value is squared, it becomes still smaller. So now r square to the square is only left, which will be equal to r to the power 4. And thus this r and denominator r to the power 4 gets cancelled, you end up getting r cube. So total field E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. This total field is the electric field magnitude on the axial line due to the electric dipole. And if you carefully observe, here I have written the vector form. So E vector equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p vector by r cube, because P is a vector dipole moment and E is also vector. And it is, you have to observe this carefully. From the diagram, electric field E and P are in same direction. That is, let us go to the first slide. See here, electric field, total electric field direction, final electric field direction is along PB. As I have told you, is along PB, and the dipole direction is from negative to positive. I have asked you to remember from the previous slide. So both are now in the same direction, and hence you end up actually directions of electric field, total electric field and P to be same. So in this vector form, when you write here, you will be writing plus. But anyway, plus if you mention, if you don't mention, doesn't matter. So E and P are in same direction, thus it becomes E equals to positive times 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. But when we do next derivations, there I will show minus, indicating E and P are opposite. So for that time you just recall this point, and here if both are in same direction, I am just representing as E equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. So this is all about the derivation, what you have to learn for 5 mark for the electric field due to dipole on axial line. So practice all the steps 3 times, 4 times, definitely you will get it. Lot of mathematical steps are also involved. So try to learn this most important question. So before I end the session, again few questions on the same topic. What is electric dipole? 1 mark. What is the electric dipole moment? Write its formula, each 1 mark. SI unit dimension formula for dipole moment, 1 mark each. Derive expression for electric field due to dipole on axial line, 5 mark. Write the expression for electric field due to dipole on axial line and write its direction. That is for 2 mark. And here few more questions I'll include, just write it down. 6th question, what is the net charge on electric dipole? It will be 0, because according to charge being scalar, from the law charges are additive. You can write net charge on the dipole is 0, that is because plus q and minus q. So that is why both gets added up, giving you 0. Similarly, net force also 0. Force exerted by one on another, that is each other, will also gets cancelled and you will end up getting 0. But electric field due to both the charges will not becomes equal to 0. So questions are like this. What is the net charge on electric dipole? 0. What is the net electric field on dipole? It is 0. What is the net electric field on the dipole? It is not 0, because when you calculate electric field, the charges are separated by small distance always. So distance is very much considered in the electric field formula. So always it will never become 0. So this is all about, if you learn in this topic, more than enough. And next I will take up in the next session about dipole field on equatorial line. So be thorough with this session, because you have an important derivation. Thank you one and all for watching.